So it's been a great year for biosciences companies to go public so far. 29 of them have come to the market. It's the best year so far in more than a decade. And just today, Rob Cyran, we had one, Regado, go public, and it's up 30%. Surely this is great news.
No, not for the company. They originally wanted to sell shares at $15 a share. Instead, they sold them at $4 a share, and now they're at $5. So it's like, hey, you know, it's like
not quite as good as in my first opinion.
Yeah.
So what's and I think you were saying earlier on that actually this is not the first of the biosciences companies to have done this.
Well, what's happened is, another company just last week, Cyran, went public, and it also cut its price by about 2/3. What happened was that basically every company that could went public just started to it, and there was just a really warm welcome for all these companies in the beginning of the year. And it got kind of crazy. Like there was a company called Trexon. They haven't produced anything. They don't have anything even really in clinical trials.
So but why would someone buy this firm?
Well, what happened was the founder of the company, he's got a record of producing companies and then selling them for a big profit. And now suddenly the combination of that with this new sexy technology, synthetic biology, means everyone's all excited about this. And they've made the company worth $2 billion. The problem is that this company probably, if it didn't have his name, probably worth maybe $100 million, something like that. The companies that are going public, the technology is getting more and more kind of flaky and more kind of speculative. You've got gene therapy companies, which there's never been gene therapy.
This all sounds good, though. Gene therapy, synthetic biology. I think one of the companies, one last week that went public, Cyran, does, it works on
enlarged prostates.
Enlarged prostates, yes.
All great things.
So all these things, this is what we want to see. We want people to work on these things.
We do want these things. The problem is that there's a difference between having a company as an investment and a company that you want to succeed for the good of humanity. And the problem is that the companies that are going public are getting more and more kind of, as I said, a bit flaky. It used to be a couple of years ago that even a company that was, they had almost a surefire investment. You knew that it was going to get FDA approval, and they just couldn't float because investors just weren't willing to give them any money. And now kind of they're going the opposite way. Investors are just, anything that comes to them, they're just giving money to. And the problem is that
there is at least a degree of sense to the broader boom, at least. Biosciences in general, biotech is doing okay.
It's doing very well, yes. All the big companies that are actually growing in medicine, are growing fast, are the biotech companies. And also they get snapped up by the pharma companies because they simply develop a lot more drugs than the big pharma companies.
But you're talking here about the bigger companies. The revenues are up sort of 12% last year, could be up again this year. But those are the bigger firms, not the ones we're talking about.
Even the smaller biotech, there are occasional gems you'll find. You'll find like the orphan drug space. That's like designing drugs for these really rare conditions. But these treatments actually work. These companies are doing great this year. And those are the type of things that investors should look out for. When it comes to the really speculative things, you need to take care of. And you can probably buy these companies at 50% discount in a couple of months.
Which is what happened 10, 15 years ago after one of these, a similar bubble.
Pretty much about twice a decade you see the similar sort of thing. So again, wait a couple months, buy it 50% off.
Okay. So we may be seeing the beginnings of this, maybe with a couple of deals coming at much reduced prices. But Cyran, thanks for talking us through that, and we'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.